Bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez suavemente. Bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez suave.
Welcome, this is Perseverance. I'm your host, Chloe Adamo. Today we'll be talking about the Columbia struggle and how we persevere, just like Abe Lincoln right here. Thanks for being here, Abe. Now let's stop talking to dead people and speak to some live people.
I'm Michael Maddy, and I'm your on-the street correspondent here at the Columbia College of Chicago. We're here getting interviews at the part-time faculty protest.
Cool. Thank you.
So, can you tell us your name?
My name is Becca Parsons.
Name is Heather Lauritsen.
Sam Olson.
Nice to meet you, Sam. What are you majoring in?
I'm a film major.
What's your major?
I'm a musical theater major and deaf studies major.
What year are you, Heather?
I'm a freshman.
What are you majoring in?
Theater.
Columbia just really caught my attention with its promise of diversity and how you can choose your own path, and I'm really interested in both musical theater and deaf studies, so I knew I wanted a double major, and I felt that Columbia gave me the opportunity to do so. And when I got here, I met wonderful faculty, and everyone was just so amazing. And yeah, so I knew it was the right place for me.
Has it delivered on that promise?
So
What brings you to Columbia, Heather?
So one of the big reasons why I chose Columbia is I knew I wanted an art school in Chicago because Chicago is such a great place for theater. And I chose this one because one of the big things that they advertised is that they had part-time teachers that, when they weren't doing the education, were doing the actual art that they're teaching, which means that they actually knew the thing that they were teaching us. So I knew that I could get a good education from people that were actually in the field. So that's part of the reason why I knew that Columbia would be a good choice.
Can you tell us what's going on at the protest over here?
Well, we're marching around, we're having a good time, we're trying to support each other like community boasts about community, so we're ourselves are having community with each other, and we're just trying to make an impact and say that, we're all standing together for this.
So Columbia, the administration is bargaining a contract with the part-time faculty union, and their new proposed contract is essentially going to make part-time faculty disposable.
So what's happening is that the school is not wanting to pay, well, there are a couple things. They're not wanting to pay the part-time teachers a good wage, but also they are trying to fire a lot of the part-time teachers that have been here for years and really know what they're doing, because they want to hire newer people. Newer people means that they don't need to pay them as much, because a teacher that has been at a school for longer will gradually get more pay.
Can you tell us your name?
Sure, it's Diana Valera. It's Diana, V as in Victor, Allera.
Diana, what brings you here today?
So we called for a strike authorization vote, and 88% of our faculty voted in favor of a strike. So that's what we're doing. We're here to strike.
Can you tell us about your role in the faculty strike?
Sure. I'm the president of the part-time faculty union, and I teach in the photography department. And my role is one that I'm the lead negotiator at the bargaining table for part-time faculty, and I'm also the president.
Would you mind telling us how negotiations have been going as of recently?
So they've really not been going well. The college hasn't really begun negotiations because they have no authority at the table. No one's able to answer questions. Instead of answering our proposals, they're giving us proposals that would take away all our rights that we gained from our last contract.
President Kim has received a lot of criticism since taking over as Columbia head. What do you think about him?
It's unfortunate because when I first met Dr. Kim, I really thought that he would stay true to his word. Because if you listen to what he would say, especially in the first year, it was all great. And he said he made a lot of promises, both to the faculty, to the union. He told us he was going to treat us with dignity and respect. And he told the us that he was going to make sure that he brings Columbia to a new level, even higher level than we're at, more support. And we're seeing Columbia transform before our eyes right now and into an institution that's unrecognizable of the institution that we know and love of Columbia College. It's no longer a fine arts school. It's no longer the Columbia that we love. It's turning into this corporate structure, honestly, and not giving the services to the students. So I'm disappointed. And he should stay true to his word, but maybe he was brought in for a very different reason, it seems to be.
You see, that was interesting, right, Abe? We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Perseverance. If we could take a moment to open our ears and hide your school presidents, because I would like to take a moment and share my personal thoughts on Columbia while I have that camera on me. I have a lot of thoughts on this school. I just have a lot of thoughts on this school. I love this school. I came here as like a young, naive little freshman, just sort of like trying to build her life back up just to the way it is right now. And when I came here, I found hope. I found a community of people who are loving and kind and incredibly talented and knowledgeable in their fields, and they were so determined, and they continue to be determined and continue to be hardworking in very many ways. However, we have an administration that historically has not been the best. The president before this was involved in a scandal in which he told a student to shut up. And then Kim came in and just started to, the way he acted, it seemed that he valued money more than he valued students. And that's a disgrace to what we are, because this is an art school. We are an art school, and we came here to study art, right? And we came here and right now they're studying programs that we have valued and we have depended upon to learn about different aspects of our fields. Like, for example, in the fashion department, they cut in an email. They sent out in an email to the fashion students a little over a year ago that they would be cutting the BFA program in their department, and they didn't give any indication that whether students that year would be able to apply for the BFA. And then it later found out in email while trying to dig around and trying to find evidence of anything, they found an email which said that they wanted to get rid of all of the older white women in the department, which, you could have just hired more people, instead of trying to fix an entire program in order to change it. And just, Kim worries a lot about the perception of quality, to quote him directly. You know what makes a school quality? Having an actual quality education. You know what I came here for, and I'm paying $18,000, no, not even, probably $20,000 a semester at this point for, I'm paying so much money for an education. And this is what we have so far. We had to go on strike because right now things are going downhill. And what we want right now, we want the education that we paid for. Not some weird, not some idealistic like vision of what could be. We want Kim's visions and what he says to be true. We want the best school possible. And right now we're not getting that. Like, I'm a musical theater major, right? I'm in the theater department. We have to, if you get casted in one of the main stages in the theater department, you have to take a 3-credit course in order to be in the show, which at this point you're basically paying to be in a show. I came here to do theater. I just wanted to do art. Like, I'm just talking to some of the people here. We came here to do art, and now we have to deal with all of this. So, we'll be right back after this commercial break while I attempt to gather myself. Next up, we have a student interview with a rising star here at Columbia named Marcia Eastman.
Video is now recording. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be our featured actress on this week's show.
No problem.
Now, first of all, I want to tell me your name. What's your name?
Marcia Eastman,
How do you spell that?
Marcia, Marcia, and then Eastman, Eastmond, D as in dog.
How old are you, Marcia?
19.
What year are you?
I'm a sophomore.
And what are you majoring in?
Acting.
Acting, interesting. And get any kind of acting? Any specifics?
No, I'm just saying general. Plus, we can't be specific anyway.
And no concentrations?
No.
Uh,
I mean, if you want a BFA in international acting, but another story.
That's good. Okay. Well, Marcia, tell me, what brings you to acting?
I have been intrigued by acting all my life. It's just something I never thought I would do, but I really love embodying different characters.
Tell me about that. What kind of characters do you like embodying?
There isn't one in particular necessarily, but I will say I love lively characters. Yeah.
Why do you love lively characters?
They're just so fun. It's really fun to be larger than life, man. It really is.
Usually the people who play the best characters are the ones who are that character. At least a version of them in the real life. Are you consider yourself a larger than life character?
No.
No?
No. That's ridiculous.
Girl, don't start with me with that.
Okay.
Girl, do not. Like, that's gonna, it's all gonna completely edit out.
The ridiculous.
Because I'm not editing it, my friends.
Oh.
I'm giving her a separate audio clip and video clip. I know what she's doing.
Oh, okay.
And she has two sources. Okay.
That was an ugly ass face.
You have a beautiful face. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Marcia,
edit. Oh.
when did you start acting?
I started acting about 9-ish or something like that. I started it. Well, I would consider that acting. My mom was a singer, and I used to go to church for like every day. And basically, she had this brilliant idea. And she was like, I have this song. And the song, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a gospel song where it had a narrator in the middle of the song, and there was a singer. So the narrator would be like, the old lady said, and then the old lady would be like, oh, something like that, singing or whatever. And I would like reenact it actually. It'd be like an old lady like getting kicked out by the landlord, stuff like that. And I had a lot of fun with it. I would go from church to church doing that, and that was my spark, my first subset. So yeah.
So would you call that your foray into acting, your first real?
No.
No.
But it was the start of me acting.
Okay.
Performing, how about that?
There you go. So what were you doing before acting? What did you want to do?
Before I started acting, wow, this is going deep into my life. Well, I always sort of wanted to be a writer. I started writing poetry when I was like 6. I didn't even know what a poem was. And I showed it to my mom one day, and she was like, that's a poem. And then I just started going crazy. And I think it was for me reading Dr. Seuss a lot, though. But I don't even rhyme anymore, but that's funny, the progression of me rhyming to not rhyming. But that was the start of it, and I used to write short stories and stuff like that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Marcia, what do you want your career to look like in 10 years?
I want to be able to teach. I don't want to be a teacher. I don't like that title because I'm not the type of person. But I want to be able to share what I learned to people who didn't learn what I learned. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I want people to be comfortable with themselves. I'm still struggling with that, like being comfortable with myself, but like that's what acting is teaching me. Like, it's teaching me who I am and how to just blurt it out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to say, yeah. But I really want to help people in particular who have been in similar situations as I have. And besides that, I don't want to necessarily be famous, but I just want to be successful enough to have regular work.
Since you're an actress, it's obvious that you're in a theater department here.
Yeah.
What's the theater department like?
Oh God. Oh dear God. It's not perfect. There have been a few issues that have arrived, I'm going to be honest, like in terms of race and things like that. But I do appreciate the source of collaboration, because I do feel like a lot of Columbia is missing collaborations. Like, because you got the student directors collaborating with the student stage manager, with a student actor. I love the like things that we build together, because most of our productions are student productions, and it's so amazing to see like, wow, I know these people and they all did this together. Or when I'm working with a collaboration, like, wow, we did that, and we get to share it with each other, and everybody like usually gasses each other up or, you know, praises each other.
Okay. Is there anything you're currently working on? Do you have any projects out now?
Yeah, I'm in a show right now. It's called Fine Lines. It's a show comprised of like 4 plays with select scenes from those 4 plays. Yeah.
Tell me about your scene. What are your scenes?
So my scenes are from Thinner Than Water. And Thinner Than Water is about this dysfunctional family of half-siblings from their father, like, not really caring about them. And basically, set in that day, it's their father is slowly dying from lung cancer, and it is centering around the older sibling, which I am, and the older sibling does not want anything to do with the father, and her younger siblings are trying to help, you know, like help us with him, you know, basically. I think did I tell you about the scenes with that question, that answer? I don't know.
What time we got? We're at 8 minutes. Let's give it to 8.
That's all the time we have today, but join us next week as we go sailing with Sir Walter Raleigh.
Suavemente, bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suavemente, bésame, que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez. Suave, bésame, bésame, suave.